You've been asked to do a rhetorical analysis. And the first question is, of what? Maybe you get to choose. Maybe you're staring at a blank assignment thinking, I could analyze anything, so what do I pick? Here's the thing. Once you know how to analyze rhetoric, you can apply it to anything persuasive. A speech, an ad, an article, a viral video, even a movie trailer. But if you're choosing, pick something with a clear persuasive purpose. Something trying to convince someone of something. A product advertisement, a public service announcement, a TED Talk, an opinion piece, a documentary, a company's website, a non-profit's fundraising campaign. Avoid things that are purely informational or purely entertaining. You want something where persuasion is the point. And here's a practical tip. Pick something short. A 3-minute ad is easier to analyze thoroughly than a 30-minute speech. Once you've got your text, here's how you analyze it. This is Reclaiming Rhetoric. Today, we're walking through exactly how to conduct a rhetorical analysis, step by step. By the end of this, you'll have a clear process you can apply to any persuasive text. Let's break it down. Step 1. Identify the rhetorical situation. Before you analyze how something persuades, you need to understand the context. Every piece of communication exists in a specific situation, and that situation shapes everything about the message. Ask yourself 3 questions. First, what's the exigence? That's the problem or occasion that prompted this message. Why does this text exist? What issue is it responding to? If it's a public health campaign, the exigence might be rising disease rates. If it's a charity ad, it might be a crisis that needs funding. If it's a tech company's product launch, it might be a gap in the market they're claiming to fill. Second, who's the audience? And not just everyone. Be specific. Who is this message actually designed to reach? An ad for luxury cars targets different people than an ad for budget vehicles. A TED Talk on climate science reaches a different audience than a viral Instagram post on the same topic. Know the target. Third, what are the constraints? What limits does the speaker face? Time limits, platform restrictions, cultural or professional boundaries they have to navigate. A tweet has different constraints than a TED Talk. A CEO addressing investors has different constraints than a non-profit founder addressing donors. Understanding the rhetorical situation tells you what the speaker is working with and what they're working against. Step 2. Determine the purpose. What is this message trying to do? Not all persuasion has the same goal. Some messages want to inform, some want to inspire, some want to change your mind, some just want you to click. Ask what action or belief is the speaker trying to produce. Are they trying to get you to buy a product, donate money, change your behavior, trust a brand, share the message, sign up for something? Be precise. This ad wants me to feel good about the brand is different from this ad wants me to purchase the product right now. Purpose shapes strategy. If you misidentify the purpose, you'll misunderstand the rhetoric. Step 3. Analyze the appeals. Now we get into how the message actually persuades. Look for ethos, pathos, and logos. You've seen these before. Now you're using them as analytical tools. Start with ethos. How does the speaker establish credibility? Are they citing their credentials, referencing their experience, aligning themselves with trusted authorities, building common ground with the audience? Look for phrases like as a doctor, or studies show, or appeals to shared values. These are all ethos moves. Next, pathos. What emotions is the message trying to evoke? Fear, hope, anger, compassion, pride, urgency. Look at word choice. Look at imagery. Look at stories. Pathos often works through narrative, putting a human face on an abstract issue. If you feel something while reading or watching, that's pathos at work. Name it. Explain how it's being created. Finally, logos. What's the logical structure of the argument? Are they providing evidence, making comparisons, showing cause and effect, offering data? Look for claims and the support behind them. Does the logic actually hold up, or does it just sound smart? And here's the key. Most strong messages use all 3 appeals. Your job is to identify which appeal is doing the heavy lifting, and whether the balance makes sense for the purpose and audience. Step 4. Examine style and delivery. How something is said matters as much as what is said. Look at language choices. Is the tone formal or casual, technical or accessible, aggressive or conciliatory? Are there repeated phrases, rhetorical questions, metaphors that frame the issue in a particular way? Style isn't decoration, it's strategy. If a company says act now, limited time offer, versus this promotion is available for a limited time, that's not just different phrasing, it's different rhetoric. One creates urgency, one doesn't. Also consider delivery if it's a speech or video. Body language, vocal tone, pacing, eye contact, these all affect how the message lands. A speech read in monotone has different rhetorical effects than the same speech delivered with passion. Step 5. Evaluate effectiveness. Here's where you step back and assess, did it work? Not, do I personally agree with this message, but is this message likely to persuade its intended audience? Does the rhetoric match the rhetorical situation? If the audience values data and the message is pure emotion, there's a mismatch. Are the appeals appropriate and well executed? Strong ethos but weak logos might work for some audiences and fail for others. Are there any rhetorical moves that undercut the message? An appeal to authority that isn't actually authoritative, an emotional story that feels manipulative, logic that doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Effectiveness isn't about whether you're convinced. It's about whether the rhetoric is well suited to achieve its purpose with its intended audience. Let's put this into practice with a quick example. Imagine you're analyzing an ad for a reusable water bottle made from sustainable materials. Step 1. Rhetorical situation. The exigence is plastic waste and environmental concern. The audience is environmentally conscious consumers, likely ages 18-35, with disposable income. The constraints include a crowded market of similar products and limited ad time. Step 2. Purpose. The goal is to get viewers to purchase this specific water bottle by clicking a link or visiting the website. Step 3. Appeals. Moderate pathos. Images of ocean pollution or beautiful nature worth protecting evoke environmental concern. Strong ethos. Certifications, eco-friendly materials, and partnerships with environmental organizations establish credibility. Solid logos. Statistics about plastic waste reduction, product durability data, and cost savings over disposable bottles. Step 4. Style. Clean, modern aesthetic matching the product design. Calm, aspirational tone rather than alarmist. Language like make a difference and join the movement creates community feeling. Clear call to action at the end. Step 5. Effectiveness. For the intended audience, this is likely effective. The balance of appeals matches what environmentally conscious consumers want. Proof it works. Logos, trust in the brand ethos, and feeling good about the purchase. Pathos. The style aligns with the values of the target demographic. That's rhetorical analysis. You're not just saying, this cares about the environment. You're explaining how environmental values are being strategically invoked to achieve a specific goal. Here's what rhetorical analysis is not. It's not summary, don't just restate what the text says, analyze how it says it. It's not opinion, I think this argument is wrong, isn't analysis. This argument relies on ethos but provides weak credentials, is. It's not nitpicking, you're not looking for every single rhetorical device. You're identifying the major strategies that make the message work or fail. So here's your process, start to finish. 1. Identify the rhetorical situation. Exigence, audience constraints. 2. Determine the purpose. What's the speaker trying to accomplish? 3. Analyze the appeals. Ethos, pathos, logos, and how they work together. 4. Examine style and delivery. Word choice, tone, rhetorical techniques. 5. Evaluate effectiveness. Does the rhetoric fit the situation and achieve its purpose? That's it, that's rhetorical analysis. The more you practice this, the faster it becomes. You start seeing rhetorical patterns everywhere. In ads, in news articles, in social media posts, in conversations. And once you can name what's happening, once you can say that's an appeal to authority, or that's emotional manipulation, or that's a false equivalence, you're no longer just a passive audience. You're analyzing, you're thinking critically, you're harder to manipulate. That's the power of rhetorical analysis. Now you know how to do it.